We got some important news today about Totem Fusion. A lot of things were fixed and upgraded and changed to reflect the actual values that they're supposed to be. There's a whole blog post about it, but in this video, I want to talk about the two skills that I will be using for a Earth and Light focused Titan team.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central, and we got the Fusion skill fixes August 12th, 2025. This is what I've been waiting for before I would ever talk about this new function being added. We knew based on some testing that a lot of the abilities were not performing as they were supposed to, or at least as they were shown in the tooltip. And all in all, we have, I believe, 10 skills that were adjusted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 skills were adjusted. And now I have a pretty good idea on what skills I think will ultimately be good for my team, which is Earth and Light. Obviously, if you're building a different setup like Fire and Darkness, for example, or Water and Darkness, for example, then you're going to be chasing some different strategies than what I've got here. Now, I do already have some skills. I've got Last Flash and Echo Aegis on my Earth Totem, and for my Light Totem, I've got the Triple Cycle and nothing, because I don't have enough catalysts to do that. And one of the things that I find very interesting about all of this is the ability to stack skills. So you could have 4 separate skills, right? You could have the skill that you want on the Earth Totem and the Elemental and the Primal, and you can have the same exact skills on this one as well. You can see it's right there, and whatever else it is. And you could, I think you're going to get double the effect. I'm not really sure. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to break them up a little bit based on the functionality of the totems themselves. Of course, the Earth Totem does the barrier and it reflects damage and stun effects and stuff like that. So I really like that for my team. The light totem prevents allies from dying, and then also there's a big explosion at the end. Now my team, my Earth and Light team has 2 shields. It has Avalon, who has a shield. Let me just pull this up right here. Rigel's ability is a shield, right? Cast shield on himself. The shield can absorb. That's all well and good. And then we have Avalon, that has a shield as well. And the team that I'm looking at that I generally use are these top 5 right here: Solaris, Rigel, Angus, Eden, Avalon. That's kind of like my main team, but I will swap in Hyperion or Tenebris or Araji or Nova or Ignis. These top 10 to 12 Titans are the main ones that I will be using and leveling up. I don't need to have a team that can beat every team. I just need to have enough Titans leveled up that can beat 1 to 2 teams every Guild War or every Clash of Worlds, right? So, you have Solaris, Super Titan, that does some cool stuff. You have Eden, a Super Titan, that does some cool stuff. 3 Earth and 2 Light means I'm allowed to have the 2 Titans. And the way that I'm looking at this, the way that I'm considering my skills, I have not quite decided on the other 2 elements just yet. But what I'm looking at is for the elements. For the elemental skill, I'm liking Wrath of the Depths. All right. At the moment of its death, an allied Titan turns to stone, rises high into the battlefield, falls in the center of your opponent's team, stun. Okay. Area of effect stun, 1 effect per battle. What I have 2 tanks that are not really good at mitigating damage. Sigurd is really the king of that. Generally speaking, my tank is going to die in almost every single fight, and I think having this last ditch effort to make an impact on the fight, especially Angus goes down really fast. An area of effect stun and a big damage hit. I really like this ability. I think that Last Flash here is really good as well, but the shield, the double shield, I don't know that that's really that effective, to be honest with you. The Depth Whisper, like all of these are really good. Like I don't think any of these skills are really bad, but for me, I'm going to go for Wrath of the Depths. That's ultimately what I'm going to go for. Now for my primal skill, I really want let's see, where was it? Oh yeah, Call of Elements. Same situation. As my Titan's health gets lower, it's going to be putting out more damage. Now, one of the things that Angus does really well, if allowed to do so, is pump out a ton of damage. So this ability right here, it's a 90% modifier for his Titan attack stat. Hits everyone on the opposing team with roots that shoots up from the ground. Area of effect damage. It's not blocked by Sigurd. It's, it can be with an Earth Totem, I suppose it could be countered. But this is going to be really good at doing a lot of area of effect damage, and it's going to scale pretty nicely as his health gets lower. the timing of a lot of my fights are that Rigel and Angus, Rigel dies pretty quick. He gets his shield up, but he still will die. And then Angus starts taking a beating as, being the front row Titan after that. Once that health starts to drop, he's going to start taking advantage of that bonus attack, right? For every missing 21% health of the maximum. Of course, this scales up. It's only going to be rank 1 tooltip that I'm showing here. So those are kind of the two that I'm looking at. Now, reading through these patch notes, there's some things here that are listed, like Ice Age was significantly buffed. This was a big bug to skill last week, and I really think that Ice Age is going to be very impactful as well. Ice Age might end up being the one that I use for my light totem. Once the base totem skill of your opponent activates, all of their Titans are frozen for 1 second, losing their ability to act. So I've got the Area of Effect stun from Wrath of the Depths, and I've got Ice Age that will, freeze all of the enemies for a time, and they have a negative bonus. I'm sorry, a negative armor or negative defenses multiplier, the fragility damage bonus, right? I think that is going to be what I'm going to put on my light totem. So you have this ability with the Call of the Elements on my Earth totem that boosts the attack of them as their health gets low, and then of course we have this damage fragility bonus, whatever you want to call it, and the duration kind of scales as well. I think that's what I'm going to go for my Light Titan for sure. And then because I do have 3 shields for my team, I think Echo Aegis will be in there somewhere. I already have Echo Aegis rank 2 on my Earth Totem, so maybe I just leave that there and then do Call of the Elements on my Light Totem. That might actually end up being the play since I already have that. I think because I've got 3 shields, I think this ends up being the best choice for me. Of course, having shields is kind of counterproductive with this ability, but you can't prevent all the damage. But if I had Sigurd as my main tank, I might go with a different direction. But yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts. Now I know that this is ultimately not a thing that a lot of players are going to be able to level up. A lot of new and free to play and budget players are going to be a little bit overwhelmed with these skills. And to that I say, just having skills on your totems is better than really stressing about which ones are the best. And because you really can't get that much catalyst right now without spending a lot of money on events, which even then we're trickling in, I think the main thing that we have right now, like we don't even have any special offers. Eventually we'll get special offers, and eventually we'll get a lot more events that has them as a reward. But until then, just get a couple of skills on your totems, and just be happy with that. That's kind of my recommendation. So let me know in the comment section down below, what team are you building? What Titan team are you building? And then what skills you're planning on using? And I would love to hear your feedback as to why. I'm not saying that what I've chosen as my 4 skills are the end all be all. I think those are going to be really strong. I haven't done a ton of testing yet, but I plan to. I certainly plan to. So yeah, let me know. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.